Hi guys, I hope you're all really well. Today we're back visiting grandma again because it's my mom's birthday. So today is a video, I'm not going to be speaking in English and French, I'm just going to be speaking in English. Today is a video where we're talking about something really weird but very necessary. A bit like me. And I'm sorry, I just seem to attract insect bites at the moment. I've got a crazy one on my leg. Yep, so apologise that I look like anyway. So the video today is talking about different words that you guys commonly know that you forget require que when you then bring in a person. So let's do a little bit of backup. Let's talk about the fact that when we use a que generally, we normally have a few situations we use a que in. We're normally then following it with a person doing a verb, a subject doing a verb. Not always. So for example, Luc is taller than me. Luc est plus grand que moi. You know, moi is not a subject doing a verb. But for example, when we have all these debates like qui versus que. So the woman I love, la femme que j'aime, because you can hear the sheep, because the que is then doing the verb afterwards, as opposed to la femme qui m'aime, the woman who loves me, because then there's nobody new coming in to do a verb. When we look at ce qui and ce que, so I know what you like, je sais ce que tu aimes, as opposed to I know what's happening, je sais ce qui se passe. Again, there's no new person coming in afterwards doing a verb. So this pattern is going to continue very, very commonly with a lot of really well-known words that you guys, I've noticed in the live classes and in homeworks from students, tend to forget require the que. And they're quite well-known words, but you just forget that when you use them with a person afterwards, they need a que. So in no particular order, let's start. So I've got a red nose now from rubbing it. So if I said peut-être, perhaps. Is he coming? Il vient? Ouais, peut-être. You know the word peut-être, perhaps, maybe, that's fine. However, if you guys try and say, oh, perhaps he's coming, everybody always tries to translate this, or peut-être il vient, for example, but we actually need peut-être que. We actually need peut-être que. So maybe he has, we've got a van coming. Nice little puppy. So for example, maybe he's coming, or maybe he has a key. Peut-être qu'il a une clé. We need the que. Now we don't stress the que, but it's there. Yeah, he's got a key, perhaps. Ouais, il a une clé, peut-être. Yeah, but when we use it with the que, we can then bring in a person. Incidentally, peut-être que does not take the subjunctive. You don't need to say maybe he has a key. Peut-être qu'il ait une clé, which is a common mistake as well from learners, because they're like, oh, well, perhaps is, he's like, not a bit hypothetical. No subjunctive. The next word is without. Sans. Without me. Sans moi. Without you. Sans toi. Without knowing, sans savoir, we can go into a verb afterwards. Without eating, sans manger, without a pronoun, without doing it, sans le faire. But if it was I did it without somebody else doing something, sans que, which would take a subjunctive. Like without him knowing, sans qu'il le sache. Yeah? Or there's expressions for that, like à son insu, but without, and then a person would be, so without somebody doing something, sans que. Another one that takes que. Pendant, generally known as during, although obviously can I remind you that we tend to use pendant when we talk about the word for in the past. So for example, next week I'm going to spend 2 days with my friend Anthony, whatever. So I'm going to Anthony's house for 2 days. Pour 2 jours. Last week I went to Anthony's house for 2 days, pendant 2 jours. But generally, pendant will be followed by a noun. So during Christmas, pendant Noël, during Easter, pendant Pâques, during the holidays, pendant les vacances, whatever. If you say whilst, So in other words, during that, really, then we're going to use a que. So pendant que. So whilst I was working, pendant que je travaillais. So you might go, well, Christmas is, or the holidays is a thing, but it's not then doing a verb. So for example, during the day, pendant la journée, whilst I'm working, pendant que je travaille. Yeah. Same as lors. Now lors, L-O-R-S, is an interesting one because lors on its own without the que uses a de. So for example, at the time of, lors de votre arrivée. Whilst you're arriving, similar to pendant que, lorsque. So that becomes a combo, all right? Another one that we would use is depuis, very commonly forgotten as requiring a que. So for example, since Christmas, depuis Noël. Since my birthday, depuis mon anniversaire. God, it's the nicest weather. Depuis mon anniversaire. Since 2019, depuis 2019. Since he arrived, depuis qu'il est arrivé, again another que, sneaking its way in because we've got a word which is then going to be followed by a person doing something. So all of these kind of structures, conjunctions, all these things are going to need a que because we're then going into a person. So pendant versus pendant que, lors versus lorsque, sans versus sans que, peut-être versus peut-être que, depuis versus depuis que. Any more I can think of? Dès. Let me know as soon as you get there. Dès votre arrivée. Or as soon as you arrive, dès que, going into the person doing the verb. So if I think of any more of these, and there probably are plenty, but these are the ones I can think of right now. I mean, it tends to, again, play a little bit along with avant and après. So if it's like after he arrives, so let's be very careful. If it's after he arrives, if he does something after he arrives, then we'd use après avoir. We'd use that structure, wouldn't we? So he, for example, he washes his hands after he arrives. Il se lave les mains après être arrivé. Okay. If it's Luke makes him a cup of tea after he arrives, every day. Alors Luc lui fait une tasse de thé après qu'il arrive. So again, we've got après and a que coming in there. Before he arrives, if it's again a different person. So he makes himself a cup of tea after he arrives. Il se fait une tasse de thé après être arrivé. So in other words, that's going to be the après être model. But again, if it was a different person, I've spoken to you about this before with après and avant, you use the que. So I make him a cup of tea after he arrives. Whatever, je lui fais une tasse de thé après qu'il arrive. Avant que, après que. They both use a que going into a person. So pour versus pour que as well we could talk about. So I'm going to Paris to see my family. Alors moi je vais à Paris pour voir ma famille. Obviously the pour there is a bit sneaky in English because we wouldn't say for to see my family. Other European languages do this. We've got para, we've got per, we've got other things going on in Spanish and Italian. But in English, unless we're being very formal with in order to, I'm going to Paris in order to see my family, then we just tend to say the infinitive. I'm going to Paris to see my family. But if we then had a person, so I'm going to Paris so that my family can see me or something. Alors moi je vais à Paris pour que ma famille, and that one would take a subjunctive. Yeah? Pour que ma famille puisse me voir. Good. Again, afin. A little bit like lors, if we didn't have the que, we'd have a de. In order to be able to, afin de pouvoir. I'm going on holiday. I'm going to France to see my friend Vero. Alors moi, je vais en France afin de voir, a bit formal, mon ami Vero. I'm going to France so that Vero can see me, afin que Vero puisse me voir. That one would take subjunctive, and there's a que. So in other words, a que doesn't guarantee a subjunctive, but it raises the possibility, okay? But more importantly, it's just this awareness that we're going to bring in a que when you're going to change character. When you're bringing in a new character, you're going to have a que. I hope this has been useful. Oh, I've just found a little stream I didn't previously know existed, so if I can get it on camera. What am I doing? That's really stupid. Luke, don't be so bloody blind. There we go, it's quite cute. Lovely, so I hope this video has been useful. So let me know all of these expressions. Be careful. You commonly know depuis, you commonly know sans, you commonly know pour, you commonly know des, you commonly know lors, you commonly know lors possibly more so. You commonly know sans, pendant, depuis, all of them peut-être. Remember that we need a que if we then move on to a new person. All right, take care guys. Speak to you soon.